When I was just starting as a real estate investor, I was terrified of making mistakes, and I suspect you might feel similar. In today's video, I'm gonna share you 3 mistakes that I made so that you don't have to make them yourself. And if you are new to the channel, my name is Justin Wrong. I'm a real estate investor and entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. I've made hundreds of videos teaching people about real estate, and the goal of this channel is to help you grow your money and mindset. Also, if you wanna see more personal content, follow me on Instagram at Justin Wrong. The first mistake I made was not triple checking my ARV. And if you don't know what ARV means, it simply means after repair value. Basically, what is a home going to be worth after you were to fix it up? That's what ARV means, the after repair value, the value of the home after the home is repaired. Being able to determine ARV is probably one of the most underrated skills of a real estate investor. A lot of new real estate investors come to me and they ask me, hey, is this a good deal? And everyone's asking me that because they don't know how to understand and determine what an ARV is. And it's extremely important for you to be able to determine the ARV because it's how you can calculate your max offers on these properties. So for example, let's say someone brings a deal to me. They're a brand new investor, they have no idea what they're doing really yet. And they bring a deal and they say, hey, the homeowner wants $200,000 for this home. I think it's a great deal. And then I might ask them, hey, why do you think it's a great deal? And from there, they can't really tell me why, they just thought it was a good deal. And more often than not, I'm brought bad deals from new real estate investors or new wholesalers because they can't calculate an ARV. So that's when I start to teach them, and I'll teach you too. And just so you fully understand the importance of ARV, let me just go through one little example so that you understand how crucial it is. So let's say someone brings me a deal and they say the homeowner wants $200K for the home. They think it's a great deal. And from there, I look at the ARV and I see that the home, if it were to be fixed up to complete modern condition, like the HGTV level, and it would only be worth $210,000 after. We have a homeowner that wants $200K for the home, and we have an ARV after repair value for $210,000. Then let's say that both me and that new wholesaler or new real estate investor knows that it's gonna take at least $30K to fix up the home. So you start at $200K at buying the home, and then you put $30K into it. So you're all in at $230,000, meaning you put up $230,000 to fix this home and get it to modern condition, but the ARV after repair value is only $210,000. By buying that deal at that $200,000 purchase price, you will lose at least $20K. That's what I'm trying to say as far as ARV and understanding it. It's extremely important, and here is how you calculate it on a very, very quick rundown. So if you want to know how to determine ARV on any home, you first have to be able to look at the comps. And if you don't know what a comp is, comp simply stands for comparable homes. These are simply homes that have recently sold, like actually sold, and are very close to the subject property, both in distance and both in actual condition. So they should look kind of like the subject property, hopefully have the same layout or similar layouts, same bedroom, bathroom counts, similar square footage, all that. Like the closer you can get to the subject property when you're looking at a comparable home, the better the comp will be to determine the ARV. So basically how it works is you're gonna look for comps that are modern or the more fixed up homes that have recently sold, and you wanna see what they sold for, and if it's pretty similar to the subject home that you're comparing it to, except with the one exception of having the nice finishes, maybe a nice comparable home sold for $300,000. It has all the nice modern finishes, you know, new quartz countertops, it has the new laminate flooring, like it looks like it was recently flipped, and it sold for $300K. It's in a similar distance as our subject property, same zip code, no crossing of major freeways or anything like that, and it sold for $300K. You can reasonably assume that if you were to fix this property up, the subject property, up to that standard, you could demand a price point of $300K when you actually want to resell the home. So that's in a nutshell how to calculate ARV on a home. You just look at multiple comps, and the more comps you can find, the better. The stronger your ARV calculation will be. And if you want a more detailed lesson on how exactly to do that, how to comp properties to get an ARV, I actually made a separate video on that, and the link is in the description below, so you can watch that after you watch this video. The second mistake I've made was not investing where I knew, where I was comfortable with. So recently I invested into a deal, or I didn't actually get to invest in the deal because I had to back out, and it was outside my usual target market in Fresno, California. And for whatever reason, I thought it was a good deal. I went for it, and I ended up having to back out of the deal for some whatever reasons. It was a little further back than I thought actually, but I can't remember why I backed out, but I just remember thinking to myself, wow, like I shouldn't have been so eager to jump into a market that I was not fully comfortable with. So know your market really well, and when you're choosing your market, make sure you're fully comfortable with it before deciding to go all in at starting to find deals in. Because if you're not comfortable with your market, you're gonna be really, really uncomfortable as you flip these houses. And I'm not saying discomfort is a bad thing. I'm just saying if you are extremely uncomfortable with your area that you're investing in, it's not gonna go well. And my third mistake was not confirming the exact property type before locking up the deal. And if you don't know what I mean by locking up the deal, it basically means once I send an offer to a seller and once they accept the offer, it's kind of real estate slang where we say we got the deal locked up, meaning we have an accepted contract. So before doing that, before making your offer and getting the accepted contract, you wanna confirm the property type. So here's what happened. This was a home in a market that I wasn't super familiar with, but I still went for it anyways. And this particular property was kind of further out in the country, and I thought it was a single family home at the time because even on the tax records, it was listed as a traditional single family home. So I was buying this home sight unseen, meaning I never laid my eyes on it personally, and I still do that to this day. But at the time, I had made the offer assuming it was a single family home, so that means that when I was calculating the comps or the ARV for the home, I was basing my decision of the ARV assuming it was an actual single family traditional home, like the normal home that most people live in. However, once the seller accepted my offer, I had my guy on the ground check out the home to take some pictures, and he was the one to tell me, hey, this is a mobile home, not a single family home. And I thought, oh crap. And the sucky thing about that was that I even asked the seller a pretty direct question of, hey, is this a single family home? Like, let me just confirm what kind of home this is. And he goes, yeah, it's a single family home, normal home. I thought, cool. So I was relying on the seller. And that also made me realize that whenever you talk to sellers as a real estate investors, sellers lie, and they lie a lot. So in that particular deal, even though I already did ask the question to the seller of like, hey, this is a single family home, right? And he still lied. I probably still should have had my guy on the ground check out the home before locking it up. And I'm only saying this because this was in an area or a market that I was not too familiar with, so I probably should have had done that. And just remember, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes during your investing career, and that's perfectly okay. I've actually listed 3 mistakes of mine in this video, and that's 3 out of like a billion. So you're okay if you make mistakes, but I hope you learn from these 3 so that you don't have to make these specific ones yourself. And also, if you want help to grow your real estate business, whether you're brand new or if you already got deals under your belt, DM me the word coach on Instagram at JustinYou'reWrong. Peace.